Hello, everybody. Just a few minutes here to walk through the final paper, final essay assignment, which will be due at the very end of the course. You can find the due date and time and the place to upload the folder in the essay assignment folder, which is under weekly assignments, which if you're watching this video, you've already found it. All right, so what I have up on the screen here is the paper prompt, again, which you can find in that same folder. And so what I'd like you to do for this final essay is, as I have written here, choose one of the living religions we studied over the course of the semester. And that can be ones that we've already covered or have yet to cover in these last couple of weeks. And then from that religion, whatever you choose, be Islam, Judaism, Hinduism, whatever, you're going to select one myth, narrative, or legend that's considered sacred to that religion. And again, it's wide open. Choose whatever, as long as it's embedded in the religion that you choose. And then two, you'll choose a particular temple, synagogue, mosque, church, sacred place, some kind of architecture, some kind of specific architecture. And when I say specific, I mean specific. And so not just choose, a generic temple or synagogue, a specific temple from New York City or Jerusalem or Riyadh or Mecca, whatever. You're going to choose one very specific place. And then three, you're going to choose one specific artifact or artwork that's sacred to that religion or which expresses particular aspects of that religion, all right? So all of these will be from the one religion that you choose. So I have an example here. So say you chose Judaism. One way you might go is you might choose the story of Abraham and Isaac, and the near sacrifice of Isaac by his father Abraham from the book of Genesis. You might choose the Temple Emmanuel, the largest synagogue in New York City. And for an artifact, you might choose the shofar, which is the ram's horn that was used in sacred Judaic ritual. But again, it's really wide open to what you want to choose. And then what I would like you to do in your essay is to structure your essay around those three parts. And so I have some guide questions here you might consider as you explore the myth, the architecture, the sacred place, or the artifact here. And again, don't feel that you need to answer all of these questions. It's not really a checklist. This is really what, just to kind of get you thinking along these lines and give you some ideas of where to start from when analyzing these kinds of things. So, with your narrative, briefly summarize the narrative. Where does it come from? How does the story reflect core aspects, beliefs of your chosen religion? Why is this story Judaic or Islamic or Hindu? Do we find similar stories in other religions? So use your best judgment. Choose the questions, use the approach which interests you the most. And I'm not going to bother, you can read these questions for yourself. So the idea is, in terms of kind of specifics, I'm thinking of, kind of an 8 to 10 page paper, double-spaced, 12-point font. So, shoot for each of your sections, I would say aim for 3 pages per section, and that should kind of put you in the ballpark of what I'm looking for. Here are some specifics. Give your paper a separate title page, and then your first page of text should begin at the top of the first page after the title page. And the title page does not count in terms of the page count. Neither does a bibliography. When I have the page count, this is for your written analysis. Your title page must include a creative, engaging title, your name, the name of the class, my name, the date. Primary and secondary sources should be properly cited on a separate bibliography page at the end of your paper. Again, this does not count towards this page count here. And then here, very important, I'd like you to consult at least 2 secondary scholarly sources having to do with one of the one or more of the artifacts, myth or architecture that you've chosen. And when I mean scholarly sources, these are things that you would find in a book or in a journal, not just stuff you kind of find loosely published on the web. So please do not cite Wikipedia. I love Wikipedia, but it's not recognized as a legitimate scholarly source. And so a scholarly source is going to be something that you're going to find that's been published, that's been reviewed by scholars, that's kind of past a level of expertise in ways that you tend not to find in just kind of loose web sources. More on that in just a second. So each page must be numbered. If this is not required, but if you want to, it's very helpful to me if you on a page or two put some images of the artifact or the temple or the synagogue or mosque that you choose, and you can put that right before your bibliography. And again, title page, appendices, bibliography don't count towards required page length. Now, as far as finding secondary sources, there's lots of help out there through GRCC's library website. I have some links here that are searchable by keyword for whatever your artifact myth might be, and will lead you usually to PDFs that you can just download for free on your computer as long as you're signed in with your GRCC credentials. Other things here, but let me take you to the course Blackboard site where I have these things in a more immediate fashion. So you see on this link on the top left here called Research Resources. If you click on that, this takes you all of these links here, really except for the last one here, will be searchable databases, which will lead you to legitimate scholarly sources. Anything you find on any of these sources has passed that level of expertise, and you can include that in the bibliography without wondering, is this a legitimate source or not? So I think between these 5, you should be able to find pretty much anything that you're looking for. It might take some whittling down, depending on kind of how maybe obscure the topic that you've chosen. If you need help, I'm pretty good at tracking things down, so just let me know, and I'm happy to help you in this way. This last link here is a link from Calvin University, just down the road, and it's for if you're not clear on how to cite your paper in your bibliography. Click on this link here, and here you can choose whatever format, your style that you've chosen: MLA, APA, Chicago. Those are kind of the 3 big academic scholarly formats. I don't care which one you choose, as long as you're consistent throughout your paper. So you choose your citation style. You just plug in all the information from your source, whether it's an article or a book or whatever. Hit submit, and it'll spit out something you can just simply copy and paste into your bibliography, and it'll be the right format. All right, so let me know if you have questions, if you need help along the way. Don't hesitate to ask, and I look forward to hearing from you soon.